गणपति शारदा गुरुभ्यो नमः चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकनाशनम्. Welcome to all for this session on Sri Ramacharita Manasa. In the last part, we were listening to the story of Prathapabhanu as told by Yajnavalkya to Bharadwaja, and then he is continuing the narration to say how Prathapabhanu, being cheated and undergoing the curse of the Brahmanas, was reborn as Ravana along with his brother as Kumbhakarna. O sage, in due time, I tell you, this king with his family was reborn as a demon who had 10 heads and 20 arms. His name was Ravana. He was a formidable hero. The king's younger brother, Arimardana by name, became the powerful Kumbhakarna. His minister, who was known as Dharmaruchi, became Ravana's younger half brother, Vibhishana by name, who is known to the whole world as a devotee of God Vishnu and a repository of wisdom. And the king's sons and servants, they were born as fierce demon crew. These wretches could take any shape they liked and belonged to various orders. They were all wicked, monstrous, and devoid of sense, and were ruthless, bloody, and sinful. They were a torment to all creation beyond what words can tell. Even though they were born in the incomparably pure and holy line of sage Pulasthya, on account of the Brahmana's curse, they were all embodiments of sin. All the three brothers practiced austerities of various kinds, most severe beyond all description. Paying their penance, the Creator drew knee and said to the eldest of them, that is to Ravana, ask a boon, dear son. 10 headed Ravana suppliantly clasped his feet and addressed to him the following words: Listen, O Lord of the universe, my prayer is that I should die at the hands of none save living monkeys and men, because he considered both monkeys and men as the inferior race. So he expected that should not happen in the hands of none other than monkeys and men, in the hands of whom that will never happen. But Brahma replied to him, So be it. You have done great penance. This was the boon Brahma and I, that is Shiva, granted to him. The Creator then approached Kumbhakarna and was astonished to see his gigantic form. Brahma said to him, Should this wretch have his daily repast, the whole world will be no more existing. So Brahma directed Sharada, who changed his mind. Accordingly, the demon asked for continued sleep extending over 6 months. Last of all, Brahma went up to Vibhishana and asked, Ask a boon, my son. He asked for pure love for the lotus feet of the Lord. Having granted them boons, Brahma went away while they returned to their home rejoicing. The demon Maya had a daughter Mandodari by name, who was exceedingly beautiful, a jewel of womankind. Maya brought and made her over to Ravana, knowing that the latter was going to become the lord of the demons. Delighted at having obtained such a good wife, Ravana next went and married his two brothers. On a three-peaked mountain called Trikuta in the middle of the ocean, there stood a very large fortress built by Brahma himself. The demon Maya, who was a great architect, renovated it, contained numberless palaces of gold and jewels. and was more beautiful and charming than Bhogavati, the capital of Patala, the nethermost region in the core of the globe. The city of the serpents and Amaravati, the capital of Indra, the lord of paradise. It was known throughout the world by the name of Lanka. The ocean surrounded it on all sides as a very deep moat. It had a strong fortification wall built of gold and jewels, the architectural beauty of which defied description. Whoever was preordained by Srihari to be the chief of the demons in a particular cycle, that illustrious hero of incomparable might lived there with his army. Great demon warriors had been living there once. They were all exterminated in battle by the gods. Now, under Indra's commission, it was occupied by a garrison consisting of 10 million gods of Kubera, the chief of Yakshas. Having obtained this news from some quarter, Ravana marshaled his army and besieged the fortress. Seeing his vast force of fierce warriors, the Yakshas fled for their lives. Thereupon Ravana surveyed the whole city. He was much pleased with what he saw, and all his anxiety while searching for a suitable capital was gone. Perceiving that the city was naturally beautiful and inaccessible for others, Ravana fixed his capital there by assigning quarters to his followers according to their several deserts. He made them all happy. On one occasion, he led an expedition against Kubera and carried away his aerial car known by the name of Pushpaka as a trophy. Again, in a sportive mood, he went and lifted Mount Kailasa and thereby testing, as it were, the might of his arms, returned most jubilant. His happiness and prosperity, the number of his sons, his army and his allies, his victories and glory, his might, wisdom, and fame grew from more to more every day, even as avarice grows from each new gain. He had a stalwart brother like Kumbhakarna, a rival to whom was never born in this world. Drinking his fill, he remained buried in sleep for 6 months, and at his waking, the three worlds trembled. Were he to take his meals every day, the whole universe would soon have been ruined. He was unspeakably staunch in fight, and there were numberless brave warriors who could be compared with him. Ravana's eldest son was Meghanada, who ranked foremost among the champions of the world. Before him, none could stand in battle. Due to him, there was a stampede in the city of the immortals every day. There were more champions such as the hideous Kumbhakarna, the intrepid Akampana, Kalis, Kulisharada, with teeth like thunderbolts, the fiery Dhumaketu, and the gigantic Atikaya, each one of whom was able to subdue the whole world. Taking form at will, they were skilled in all forms of demoniac maya or deceit. They never thought of pity or compassion even in dream. One day, the 10 headed Ravana was seated in court and reviewed his innumerable retainers, hosts of sons and grandsons, relatives and servants, troops of demons, more than anyone could count. On seeing the host, the naturally proud Ravana spoke words full of wrath and arrogance. Listen, all demon troops, the host of heaven are my enemies. They never dare to stand up in open fight, but flee away at the sight of the powerful adversary. There is only one way of causing their death, which I tell you in detail. Now listen to it. Go and prevent the feasting of Brahmanas, the performance of sacrifices, the pouring of oblations into the sacred fire, the ceremony of Shraddha, offering food, etc., to a departed soul, and all other religious functions which need to be stopped. Emaciated with starvation and rendered weak, the gods will automatically surrender to me. Then I will see whether I should kill them or let them go after subjecting them perfectly to my will. Then Ravana sent for Meghanada and admonished him, inciting him to greater strength and hostility. The gods who are staunch in battle, powerful and proud of their fighting skill, you should conquer in battle and bring them in chains. The son got up and bowed to the commands of his father. In this way, Ravana ordered all and himself sallied forth club in hand, even as the 10 headed Ravana marched, the earth shook, and at his thundering call, the spouses of gods miscarried. Hearing of Ravana's angry approach, the gods themselves sought the caves of Mount Sumeru. When the 10 faced Ravana invaded the beautiful reigns of the guardians of 10 quarters, he found them all desolate. Again and again he roared loudly like a lion and challenging the gods to battle, scoffed at them. Mad after war, he traversed the whole world in search of a combatant, but nowhere could he find anyone. The sun god, the moon god, the wind god, the god of water, the gods of wealth and fire, the gods of time and death, and all other gods entrusted with the governance of the world. Kinnaras, Siddhas, men, gods, and Nagas, all were willfully harassed by him. All embodied beings in the creation of Brahma, whether men or women, submitted to Ravana's will. All did his bidding out of fear and always bowed suppliantly at his feet. By his mighty arm, he subdued the whole universe and left no one independent. The king of the kings, Ravana, ruled according to his own will. He won by the might of his arms and wedded daughters of gods, Yakshas, Gandharvas, human beings, Kinnaras, and Nagas, and many other beautiful and excellent beings. Whatever Ravana told Indrajit to do was done by him sooner, as it were, than the former uttered the command. Now they did hear what they did, who had been ordered by him even earlier. The whole demon crew, sinful at heart and of terrible aspect, were the torment of heaven. Roaming at night, they did outrages of various kinds and assumed diverse forms through their diffusive power. They acted in every way contrary to Veda and did everything in their power to eradicate religion. Wherever they found a cow or a brahmana, they set fire to that city, town, or village. Virtuous acts were nowhere to be seen. No one paid any respect to the gods, the brahmanas, and the spiritual preceptor. There was no devotion to Srihari, no sacrificial performances, no austerities, and no spiritual wisdom. No one would ever dream of listening to the Vedas or the Puranas. If ever any talk of japa, there is muttering sacred formulas, or yoga, the subjugation of mind, dispassion, penance, or of oblations to gods, in a sacrifice entered Ravana's ears, he would at once be on his feet and run to stop them. He would allow nothing of these and would destroy everything he laid his hands upon. There was much corruption in the world that no talk of pity could be heard anywhere. Whoever recited the Vedas or the Puranas was intimidated in manifold ways and sent into exile. The terrible outrages the demons did beggar description. There is no limit to the evil doings of those who hold violence most dear to their heart, thereby each of them becoming heavier to the earth because of their bad deeds. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Swamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.
श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपाल भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपाल भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम